This is Seeds in 60 Seconds for 2019. Now, I've been talking a lot about squash and other plants, but you may ask, what kind of squash do I have? And can I save seed from it? So this is a quick tutorial on the types of squash there are and what will cross and won't cross. There is 4 different families of squash. They will only cross within their family. The first family I want to talk about is the Cubitus maxima. Now, how you tell all these families apart is by their stem. Cubitus maxima family is best represented by the buttercup squash, as pictured here. You can see they have a round, tan, corky stem. They are also excellently pictured by the blue Hubbard squash, again having a round, corky, tan stem. These type squash with this type of stem will all cross with each other. Any of your exhibition giant pumpkins are also Cubitus maxima and will also cross these. They're not true pumpkins. Now, the next variety of squash you're going to run into is cushaw family. Normally, green striped cushaw is the only variety you'll hardly ever see of this type of squash. And they're pretty obvious by their look and coloration. No squash looks like them. The next one is what I'm going to call the butternut family, even though the Latin name is probably close to something moschata or moschta or something like that. I can't pronounce the Latin well. I'm going to slaughter it, so I'll just call it the butternut family. But again, they will only cross within their family. You have the butternut type here. They have a hard, multi-sided tan stems. Here's an example of one. Here's another example of them. Now, inside this family, you'll also find your cheese wheel pumpkins and your Seminole pumpkins. Very well shown by this squash here. This squash here, again, a hard, tan, multi-sided stem. And these squash here. Now, all this family all have these little round squash, the club-shaped or the flat ones. And the fourth family is your summer squash and pumpkin family, which includes any of your accordion folded squash or your striped squash. Now, the table queen acorn squash is technically botanically a summer squash you eat as a winter squash. But again, it has a hard, multi-sided dark green stem, as you can see in these pictures here. Not only that, but so is true pumpkins. The hard, multi-sided dark green stem. Zucchini, likewise. And squash like these delica squash. These are the striped squash, but they have the hard, dark green stem. Now, you may plant any one variety of each. You can plant one variety of each of these 4 types of squash. So you can plant a total of 4 different varieties of squash right next to each other in the same row if you want, and they will not cross with each other. But if you plant more than one variety in close proximity of any one of these families, you will have a problem with crossing in between varieties and will require hand pollination to keep the variety pure. So, I hope this helps you all in your picking your seeds so you understand what kind of squash they are and what will cross and what won't cross with each other. Happy gardening.